Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. And he's bringing a Type 59. Get up on it. Yeah, that's right. We're all excited. We're all very excited for the Hype 59. We haven't had this much hype since Donald Trump released his last country album. And goodness me, hasn't it lived up to it. I was lucky enough to pick up one of these little dandies, this Bobby Dazzler, and run it around through its paces on the Asia server proper. This is all live server footage. These are not bots. Actual humans were used in the filming of this video, and it performed beyond my wildest expectations. Now, I've got to admit, I platooned at all times with good mates of mine who can play the game. However, it's a great tank. It's very flexible, it's got a very strong turret, and it's typically Russian. If you angle that nose, that upper glacis, find a little ridgeline like this, and work it back and forth, Bob will be your mother's brother. Now, the T54 is the exact dead ringer of this tank, or rather the T59 is the exact dead ringer of the T54. The only difference being the colour scheme. They operate in very, very similar fashion. However, the 54's got a touch stronger turret, definitely more DPM and a little bit more pickup, but that's a tier 9 medium. The most apt comparison for this tank is the T44, and I'll tell you right now, if you can drive a T44 successfully, you will adore this tank and you should be buying it. The only thing missing in terms of the tank itself is it's slightly under the weather in terms of DPM, about 2/3 of around a minute less than the T44, but in terms of penetration, it's got better penetration, slightly worse dispersion, but it really is a brawler and a basher. Like most of the Ruskies, it's a very low slung affair. It's very small for a tank, and you can see I'm hull down here behind a very slight rise in the ground and a very low wall, and it's exceptionally hard to get shots in on it. Not only that, its traverse numbers are excellent, and while it might not have the quickest rate of fire, with that traverse and the 280 alpha, you can really hold your own in tier 8 and tier 9 matches. In fact, I had a fantastic time teaming this tank up with another tank that's a premium matchmaker, the IS-6. And while the IS-6 can hold the front line like a boss, you can flank and spank, get out in the fringes and do some dirty work. And if you like driving with a friend while you're grinding credits, this is the perfect tank to give your duo a little bit of flexibility. It brawls like an absolute monster. I actually prefer this brawling than the T44, simply because the turret's so much stronger, and when you get up close and personal to people, they can't depress the gun far enough to hit your chassis. You can see here we've got under the gun depression, and IS-6 has got no chance of getting around. It's not a tank to be looked at and admired from afar. It's a tank to get up in the face and do the business. Of course, that comes with the caveat that you have to actually know how to drive the thing and how to drive a medium. But what better place to learn than a tank that will actually give you credits while you do it? And it's a good tank in and of itself. It's a really, really enjoyable vehicle to drive without worrying about the credit grinding aspect of the game. If you just want to get out there and enjoy a medium tank at a higher tier and you don't have access to one in your own tech tree, then the Type 59 is where you should be. It's a legitimate, true experience as a Russian medium. It's got that strong upper glacis, it's got that very strong turret, it's got excellent mobility, and it's quite low to the ground. So if you were thinking of driving up a medium line and you wanted to experience it and see what it was like, or maybe just get a handle on things firsthand, then why not do it with a premium matchmaking tank that also gives you a very, very good income while you're running it. And if you wanted a bit of an example, here we go. This is a KV4. You can see he can't get the gun down to bear on the top of the 59. And you find bigger, much stronger tanks like the T95 or some others like the Ferdinand, the SU-152 and such, where you can use your mobility and you can use the skills that you learn driving a Russian medium and put them to bear to actually come out on top. Now, everyone's been hyping this thing, everyone's been looking forward to it, everyone's wanted it. It's been the subject of much rumour, mystery and innuendo. And the reason is that everyone wants to drive a fast mover like this, a mobile machine of death and destruction. And that's what the Type 59 is. Make no mistake, this is a genuine medium tank at tier 8. You can mix it up with tier 9s and do the business. All these fights that you're seeing, all the footage of fights and battles and engagements and brawls, it's all from live. It's not a test server. These are actual non-simulated human beings who are doing their very darndest to blow me up. And the tank comes through with absolute flying colours. So if you only get one premium tank this year in the next 12 months, make it the Type 59. And humans, as they always say in the classics, stay safe on the battlefield.